We are joined by News Center 5 legal analyst Greg Henning. Greg, thank you so much for joining us. So can you explain at 10:02 what's exactly happening right now and why we do not know who's named in this indictment yet?
I wish I could, Maria. I think at this point, we don't know exactly what's happening. What we know is that certain indictments have been handed to the court, and the court is giving those to the clerk's office. They're going to process them, and at this time, it appears that they're sealed. They're going to be unsealed at some point, and DA Willis is going to be making an appearance to explain what's going on. But I think it would be fair to say that things are a bit of a mess in Fulton County right now, particularly given the time of day and how long the day has gone on between the testimony and now the rollout of the indictments. So there isn't much clarity, but what we do know is that there's going to be more information coming soon.
Well, Greg, as you just indicated, this is late for the court, typically 5 o'clock. They're out of there. Any indication why this may have drawn on so long at this point? And now they're saying it could be till midnight when we actually get more details.
There's a lot of uncertainty when it comes to a grand jury because grand jurors can themselves ask questions of witnesses. So it may have been that the prosecutors thought that they could get this case presented in a short period of time. Questions went longer than they thought. Witnesses went longer than they thought. But we also don't know if there's some sort of time frame that they're operating under. The prosecution may have thought that they could get this done earlier in the day. I don't think anyone, including DA Willis, thought that they'd be sitting here at 10:04 p.m. Monday night thinking that they would get this out the door.
And still with no specifics yet. And then as soon as we learn those specifics, she's expected to come out and have a press conference, and then we'll learn more and more information. But it's 10 o'clock at night, so who knows exactly when this is going to happen. It's expected to happen, like Erica said, before midnight. This is a state case, Greg. How is this different than Trump's other indictments?
This is focused on conduct only within the state of Georgia, and that's why it's being prosecuted by the Fulton County District Attorney within Georgia. So this isn't a federal case. However, this does have to do with election tampering or interference, just like the case that's facing him in Washington, D.C. with the federal jurisdiction. So it's similar in the sense that it's about overturning the election or his attempts to do that. But it isn't exactly the same because it doesn't have to do with the same constitutional issues that are dealing with in Washington, D.C. The other thing is that this is going to be a Georgia jury. So it's people that are within the state of Georgia. If he has to face a trial, he's going to be facing people that are citizens there, which could be very different than, say, citizens and jurors in Washington, D.C. or New York City or Florida, where he's also facing charges.
Okay, Greg Henning, News Center 5 legal analyst. Greg, thank you as always for joining us and giving some clarity to what is still a very unclear situation.
We'll see you over at Channel 5 at 11 o'clock, maybe sooner if we learn more information. Thank you so much. Here right now are the current charges against Donald Trump. Back in March, he was indicted in New York for alleged hush money payments to adult film actress Stormy Daniels. In June, he was indicted in federal court in Florida for alleged mishandling of classified documents, with boxes of documents seized from his Mar-a-Lago estate. And on August 1st, in conspiracy to overturn the 2020 election and the January 6th attack. Trump denies doing anything wrong in all of these cases.